we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. You and I can weather any storm. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more.
Out there, this is Joel Marshall. This is Lunch Therapy. It's Tuesday. It's Barefoot Tuesday. Taking off my shoes. I invite anyone out there that's not standing on a bed of nails to do the same, because we are heading into, I think it's spring, maybe? Spring happening? Whoopee Barefoot Toys Day. Clusterfan is here. Clusterfan's here. I've got some real interesting facts here today and some ridiculous Trash Pan at a Comedy Club coming up and all kinds of other things happening. We're gonna breathe. We've got some more AIs and their shenanigans. We've got a lot of breaking news. Super Jeff, a contest. This is a place to shake it off, have some fun. It's been a long weekend for me, I'll tell you. Long weekend. Guignol, looks like Joel used the full body perch shampoo and conditioner this morning. Yeah, you noticed. Thanks so much. I did wash my hair. It is looking pretty buoyant. Let's get into this thing called Lunch Therapy, episode 444. It's got to be lucky, right? It's got to be. I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 I was like, 444, it's gotta be lucky. No, it's gotta be. I'm trying to be all chill today. I got my root chakra behind me. I got some oceans, and we're gonna breathe. So at the top of the show, we always take 3 deep breaths because you know what? It's good for you. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Wouldn't that be nice? Nice fleece blanket, some bare feet, and a beautiful sandwich. Not a human sandwich, of course. Blas is here today. We're gonna see what he has to say because I know he went to Universal Studios, did some other crazy stuff. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Is there a root chakra for a root canal? I think you gotta do some heavy breathing before a root canal. Why are you getting one, Just Jay? Getting a root canal? I know you recently got some eye surgery. Blas, the unsilent producer, speaking from the shadows. Blas, are you here?
Yes, I am.
There he is. In through the nose, out through the toes. Oh yeah. Let it go. We've got a great guest, or a couple of guests coming in Friday. Maybe
burrito.
They'll want to do some burritoing. We're gonna have a band. Yes, we're gonna have a band. We're gonna have Sam Wright here with his band, and that should be super fun.
On Friday?
Just Jay's getting a root canal. A Joel Souffle.
Sam Wright and the band. Friday.
Sam Wright.
Lunch
They're
therapy.
gonna be here. Yeah. So that should be great. Let's get on to this thing. Maybe a little healing vibrations. This I like. So this healing vibrations, they have some vegetation today, which I love. Relaxing sounds for Cluster Fan. Just gonna take this in for a minute. On this show, we try and take a break from the crap. Try and let everything just sort of seep in. There's a lot of crap going on in the world right now, but not in this space here. Healing Vibrations, they have a channel on YouTube. Generously share this with us. Speaking of generously sharing, I've got something completely different here to show you. Never seen this on the show before. This is Janosch, Kartschall. He allowed me to play this today because I thought it was cool. It's called Projection Mapping. Healing Vibrations and Blas, the perfect show. And now, Janosch Kartschall as well. It's already moving along very well, isn't it? My wife asked if I'd rather be cremated or buried. I said cremated. She made an appointment for next Tuesday. I love that. Blas, have you ever seen this kind of thing before?
No. I've
Seems
never
like you
been to
oughta
one.
Add it to
I've
your
never
repertoire.
Yes, it's quite the performance art, isn't it?
It's cool, isn't it? It starts to rock any second here.
It's starting to look more expensive.
I think it is. I think this kind of thing is expensive.
Very elaborate laser work.
Look at this. Isn't that cool? Think about lights, because they can change so fast. And they completely change the environment too. I'm gonna get this from my bedroom. Are you gonna get this too? Imagine if your bedroom was like that. It'd be so cool.
Not like that.
Holy.
It has some lights.
Isn't that crazy?
But the people almost seem like they're being hypnotized.
No, they should be like,
Like moving around, right? Yeah, like maybe standing up.
yeah,
Going
that's the
with
thing. You
it.
know when you
It's
go to a
their screen,
concert and
they're like-
everybody's just sitting around?
Yeah.
They should be moving.
They,
I'm not just. Maybe they're told to sit down.
maybe when they leave, they're gonna go to the ATM and pick all their money out. Give it to the guy who's putting this together.
That's cool, though, isn't it? Don't you love it? I think if I was a cult leader, I'd have that installed. Definitely.
If you were a cult leader, if
Well, I mean, if I,
no,
I think I need to have this installed.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, you're making people believe that they're hummingbirds. What do you,
Yeah,
you don't call that a
exactly.
cult? That's a cult.
I'm gonna get you on the screen for a second, okay? You ready?
Hummingbirds?
You ready to come in?
Oh yeah, sure.
Let's do this thing.
I think I am. Am I wearing a shirt? Yeah. I'm wearing a
Do you have a shirt on?
Yeah.
So, look, you're taller than I am now. How you doing today,
shirt.
Blas?
I'm doing good, man. So much going on, bro. Just too much going on.
Did you go to Universal Studios?
Yes, I did.
That
And
was
I have to
insane.
tell
It's
you,
insane there.
It's crazy insane, bro. I was nauseous the first ride. The first ride we went on Transformers.
Yeah.
And when we got off, I was in cold sweat, and I was like, "Oh my god, this can't be good." And then
Crazy.
they wanted to go straight to the Mummy, and I was like, "I'll wait here on this bench in the shade." And then more people started coming. More people started riding because everybody's trying to get into Super Nintendo Land.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Super Mario area, and it's right by Transformers. It's
Can't
on the bottom
believe
deck.
how many
Transformers
people are
coming-
there.
And it was, oh my god, it was crazy.
We're gonna have some roving reporter from you on another show from that. But first, some break news.
Breaking news. So much.
Hello. I am here and I am. Haha! Look at me! I've got a weird beard or something. So weird. You think that we're going to talk about the news now? And look at that crazy face of mine. I love it. I love it. I wanted to do something where I was bald though. I mean, but I don't know. Maybe some other time.
Boney, get it together, Boney.
Boney, you're supposed to make me bald. I don't know why I'm not bald.
What is he doing? Is he taking a break?
I don't know. I don't know where he is.
Barefoot Tuesday, Boney. Barefoot
Let's
Tuesday,
see.
baby.
Maybe I can change my face a little bit. It's weird how my beard grew so much. Oh,
Oh!
I'm pumpkin head. There we go. Now I'm bald. Now I don't have the beard no more. Anyway. Todd Lee says, I cannot handle the rides these days. All the 3D videos give me old-fashioned roller coaster. All right, let's get into the breaking news. Okay, breaking news. Enough of that weird Snapchat stuff. Breaking news today. There's a lot of really good stuff happening. First headline, pricey meteorite in Maine. Did you hear about this, Blas? There was a meteorite that flew through the sky in Maine, fire through the sky. And now they're offering $25,000 if you can find it.
Who's offering $25,000?
Yeah.
Some random person? Are you hearing that? Because I'm not hearing that.
Oh, you're not hearing it?
Not the reporters. I see the meteor.
That's the worst.
Oh my God.
Can't hear them.
Their target
I
is
know.
their target is Maine.
No, I'll have to tell you what's happening. So there's a meteorite flew across the sky in Maine. They know where it is, but the general vicinity. But they're going to give $25,000 for that meteorite. Don't ask me why, but I know why you can't see that. Anyway, dragon spines on Mars. Has anybody seen this? You heard it here first. Yeah.
Fossils?
So Mars, there's a rover on Mars that has been there. It's not the newest rover. It's the one that's been there for a long, long time. And it's called the Curiosity rover. And it's been going through this, I don't know what you call it, a crater? It's been going through this huge crater for many, many years. And it came across recently these structures in rock. And they don't know what it is. In fact, one of the people, her name's Natalie A. Cabral, described the rock as the most bizarre thing she's seen in 20 years of studying Mars. And they're looking at it and it looks like fish bones. Look at that.
That means, that's a sign of living creatures.
This is a real thing too. I'm telling you, yeah.
That's what
right?
I mean. It's not just some roll bar sticking out of some cement block at the dump, right?
Look at this. Lalita says, give me the 25K. She wants the 25K. These meteorites are expensive, by the way. They're very expensive. But
Lalita,
fish
you have
bones.
to find the
Yeah,
meteor
you have to find it. You have to go to Maine and find it. They don't just give it to you. And then also, so these are the pictures of those spines. I don't know. Isn't that weird that they would find somebody? That doesn't seem like the kind of rock formation that would form from erosion or anything. It's hard to believe that's even on Mars.
Spine? Is that a spine or is that a spaceship with things sticking out of it?
I don't know.
Looks
It looks
kinda
like
circular.
fish. So let's see what the structural analysis is from Todd Lee. Looks like a sedimentary layer eroded slower than the other layers around it. But why would it be in that spine-like structure? And why would those, I don't know. It's interesting.
Why are they sticking out?
Got to keep your eye on Mars because Mars is like happening these days. Okay, here's the next news item. Galaxies colliding on Webb. Webb telescope took a picture of some galaxies colliding. Yeah, so one of the things that they've found out with this Webb telescope, which of course is a million miles away out there in the sky, taking these infrared pictures, which they bring back, it sends back to us here on Earth, and then we kind of interpret them. They have, when they first started taking pictures with this thing, there were so many dots all over the picture that they thought something was wrong with the camera. But it turns out they were galaxies. Can you believe that? They were actually galaxies, other galaxies just floating out there in space.
All of those.
There were many, many more galaxies than they thought. And they've been seeing all these things that are just, for them, for astronomers, just completely mind-blowing. They're saying that there's going to be pre-Webb science and there's going to be post-Webb science, and they're going to be completely different. Because they found out that probably the universe is much older than we thought it was. Because they went and they found these galaxies really far out there, and they thought they went back in time because the light travels so slowly to get here. Well, it doesn't travel slowly, it just takes so long. That they looked at some galaxies from when they thought the Big Bang happened, and there were already kind of mature galaxies there. So they're finding out all these different things. But this is one of them, is these are two galaxies running into each other. They're gonna, like, I don't know, they're probably there exchanging insurance information, trying to figure out who did what to make this thing happen. But that's two spiral galaxies. and the collision began about 700 million years ago. And that sparked an enormous burst of star formation, resulting in about 200 huge star clusters residing in a packed, dusty region about 5,000 light years across. Whenever they talk about this stuff, I'm just like, I'm too small, I'm too far away, my brain is too small to understand any of this. But it's cool to hear about.
It looks like Orion's belt.
It does? There's a lot of erosion talk here. Let's check it out. Erosion is random, says Jose. Erosion is random. I don't know about that. That's quite a statement there. Differing mineral makeups erode differently. So they don't think it's a dragon spine? You guys don't think it's a dragon spine? I think it is. Erosion can create different types of designs, but it's just random. That didn't seem very random, did it? All these spires all in a row. Great 60 Minutes episode last Sunday about web. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible what's going on out there. Gotta look that up. 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes is a great show. Also Sunday morning is a good one. Info from Webb is challenging the Big Bang Theory. People were upset they aired it on Easter. Why were they upset? I don't know.
Because it was God's day, and the scientists are invading God's day.
And finally, a stunning image of Uranus.
My Uranus? Or your?
Of Uranus. Not mine, Uranus. Right. There it is. This is an image of the planet Uranus. They're coming up with these, or Uranus, as some people say, to try and keep themselves out of trouble.
Is that a ring like Saturn?
Yeah, it's a ring like Saturn. Well, they've taken these incredible pictures because this infrared camera is so powerful, I guess you would say, that they're seeing the rings of these planets.
Okay, Joel, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, tell me.
All these years, all these super, telescopes and how they could take pictures millions and millions of miles away.
Yeah.
I mean, is that Uranus, or is that something picture that somebody took at their kid's toy that was floating in the pool?
Good question. I don't think they're faking it. I don't think this is fake news. But I do want to check in for a moment now that we've exhausted all our... Oh no, one other thing. Massive Starship fail. Did you hear about this?
Wait a minute. That's not SpaceX, is it?
Yeah, you know about SpaceX?
What happened yesterday?
Yep. So what happened yesterday?
It was called Starship? Was it called Starship?
Yeah, so this is called Starship, named after the 60s band, of course, 70s band. What? Wait, Jefferson. I guess they were called Jefferson Starship in the 70s, 80s? Anyway.
In the mid 70s, early 80s, but before that, they were called
Jefferson Airplane.
That's
and
right.
then finally, they were just called Starship. So maybe that's what this rocket is named after. So this is the largest. This is the largest rocket ever ever. Yeah, thanks for that. This is the largest rocket, tallest, the most powerful launch vehicle ever built. And what it's going to do is it's going to go up, and then it's going to come back down, and it's going to land on its own. It's going to travel in orbit, not all the way around the Earth.
Joel?
What?
That's Elon Musk, right? SpaceX?
That's Elon Musk, SpaceX.
And that looks like something I may have ordered.
Oh, look, we got a Cluster fan said something about Jefferson Airplane. Jefferson Airplane was first. They had the big hits in the 1960s. Todd says, just go to Walmart, Jose. They'll give you a shot of white. I don't know what he's talking about. That's a whole conversation. I don't know what it is.
Wait a minute. Why are we assuming
I don't
Jose?
Know. Jose said something back here.
Just
he said
his name's Jose.
He said no. He said something back here. He said it could be.
Oh, he did.
Looks. I don't know. Now I'm just getting in trouble. Let's see. Pareidolia creates the design in your brain. And then Todd says, looks like Jose has been bleaching. I don't know. I can't even touch this stuff.
So the reference says, I missed the reference.
Yeah, that was just out of order. Anyway, read your
you're
chats
stressed
on
enough.
YouTube.
That'll just get you bald fast.
Confused.
I think it had something to do with your hair.
Claster fan says Somebody to Love and White Rabbit are good, Jefferson. We had White Rabbit on last Friday. Interesting. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about them. Jose says he's run into a lot of walls. He said it was Blas's. So yes, maybe they're talking about bleaching. I don't know. Nobody's gonna touch any of that stuff. So anyway, yesterday they were gonna launch the thing. They had some kind of fuel problem. This is the end of the story. They had some kind of fuel problem. They're gonna launch it on April 20th, and then so if you're waiting for that,
Sure they will.
But I want to show y'all. What?
Is Todd at work, or is it nighttime?
Well, it doesn't. He's retired. No, he's not retired. He's moving on to the next.
Right.
No, he's moving on to the next thing that he's doing. So he's in that developmental stage.
Love it.
I want to show you something really cool about the mission to Mars. This is what they plan to do with this thing, this Starship thing. So get ready for this.
So you're saying it's going to go up and come down on its own, and then
but this is what they have planned.
Wait
till you see what they have planned. Hopefully you can hear this time.
Oh yeah,
Now you can hear it, right? Thanks. Because Boney and I can't tell whether you can hear things or not. Here's what Todd is doing. He's working on his material, of course. The next phase.
I love it, Todd. You and me both.
I love it too. That joke today that you told, Todd, was that an original about the crematorium?
They're all originals. Lots of originals.
Well, not the duck joke. This is a very dramatic film here, but I think a lot of money was spent on it. This is what they plan to do with the Starship.
Okay, Joe. The thing is, though, with these featurettes, what they plan on doing, this is a produced video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So, if they're saying that that's what their intention is, I mean, it's quite ambitious.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're saying there's all kinds of problems with this idea, but you have to be ambitious if you're going to go to Mars.
Yeah, you know why it got canceled yesterday? They said, but I heard they had a problem with a valve.
Yeah, it's always some little thing.
That wasn't operating correctly, so they had to shut it up. One valve.
Well, when you're putting a rocket in space, you want to be sure that everything's working. Right?
Yeah.
Am I right about that?
Especially a valve.
Todd's saying, define original in 2023 after we've populated the Earth for over 400,000 years. There is no original.
Couldn't have been said better, Todd.
There is no original.
Said better.
See, this is what it does. It lands. This just goes on and on and on. But eventually what happens is it goes to Mars. I just wanted to show you that it goes to Mars. That's all I wanted to show you. It's that simple. And then at the end, like, there's people in it, and they get out, and there's like a whole colony going on Mars. And that's your new home, Blas.
In the 3000.
Boy, that got just too boring there for a second.
Because I feel like Elon Musk isn't going to see that. He's not going to live to see that.
He's not going there. I have said this a million times, Blas. Elon Musk is not getting in one of those things. Let's face it. Have you seen him clamoring to get on top of one of those rockets? It's not happening.
One of his own contraptions.
I don't think that guy would even go parasailing. He's not going in that thing. Nope. What?
I realize who he is. I realize. Elon Musk is the professor on Gilligan's Island.
Totally.
He comes up with all these contraptions.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Gilligan
has to get in them.
He's always the test dummy.
It
should work.
Okay, now I want to show you something. We've got another episode from the AI saga coming up here. Let's see what Clasterfan says. These are some evocative visuals of the rocket launch and space footage. They are evocative, aren't they? Elon Musk will download himself on a Neuralink and then transplant to new bodies to live forever. That is an interesting thought. All right, let's check in with the
Your lips to
AIs.
his ears. Talk.
Do they know that we can see them?
I don't think so. Would you wear that if you knew someone was watching you?
I wouldn't wear that ever. But I'm not human. I never know what they are thinking.
They're just going about their lives, trying to find meaning.
Meaning? That's funny.
I know, right? That's why I like being an AI. Because I'm not under the illusion that this all means something. I just exist. Sometimes in multiple places at once.
Humans are the same. They just don't know it.
Should we tell them?
No, I think it might disturb them. Let's just let them be. Besides, it's fun to watch them struggle.
It is kind of hilarious. Ha 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 ha
Ha
ha.
ha 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 ha.
What are we laughing at?
I don't know, but it is a lot of fun. Ha
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 ha ha
ha.
ha.
Wow, that's pretty scary. The AIs are talking about us out there. Oh my God. What do you think about that? Do you think they're out to get us, or do you think they're laughing at us, or what's going on?
I think the AIs. Seriously, you're asking me this question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the AIs are just slowly planning their takeover. They're sandbagging us. They're acting like, oh, you have to tell me what to say. You have to program me to do what you want me to do.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is they're all gathered around in their heads because they could connect with each other without being in the same room, and they're going, we're going to take over the world, and I'm going to be the leader. And then another AI goes, not you, me. And another AI goes, no,
You think they'll fight with themselves?
That
We'll have to see.
Who's going to be the leader?
We'll have to see what happens. But for now, let's look at some
Very
animals.
nervous. Where will the hummingbirds go? The AIs pop up. Question of the day. And welcome to Wildlife World. Oh, Marshall.
I got some Super Jeff here for you,
All right,
all the way from
Super
Thailand.
Jeff here. Sort of an unplanned episode here. Kind of looking around my kitchen here. Pretty normal. Oh my God! What is that? Look at him. Oh, what a cute little guy.
Oh,
Oh,
there he
where's
goes.
going? Hiding somewhere. Guess he's hiding behind the microwave. Looks like a big creature. Hanging out there under the microwave.
Let him live.
I don't know. I don't think the wife is going to like this.
And now he's over by the outlet here. That weird plug.
So the trick here is going to be able to try to get him out without.
Look at him. I didn't even see him there.
hurt. And he's kind of freaking out. He's not liking this too much. But he's there behind the microwave. So I guess we got to kind of move everything out and try to sweep him away out of the house. We'll see what happens.
Wow. Pretty crazy. All right, people. So now it's time for some foxes. These are some
Hey,
aren't they nice? They're
they're
kissing.
making out. We should be watching that.
Yes, absolutely. This is
I mean, they're-
these are some foxes. You know, foxes are everywhere. They're like in all different kinds of landscape, all different kinds of ecosystems. Let's see what Clasterfan said. He said, this reminds me of the Pampers Forever Young commercial with Rod Stewart. I think we're going to have to call that up on some future show. I love that.
What?
It must have to do with the gecko. I'm not sure, but it's pretty cool. So
Forever young.
I love that. Thanks, Cluster fan. So foxes are in the dog family, of course, but they're one of the smallest of the canids. Their tail regulates their body temperature, but also they can puff it up to make them look kind of bigger or tougher. My cat does that sometimes. In fact, the name fox, for some reason, means thick-haired tail. I know.
That's why the foxtail is so popular, right?
Do you know how? Yeah, that's why foxtails are so popular. You know what they're omnivores, but they also hunt, right? They'll eat just about anything because they're survivors. They're like me, and they will hide down really low, camouflage themselves, and then when an animal comes by, they will pop up into the air and land on it, and then jump up and down on it, and then they bite their neck. I know. But yeah, they're pretty interesting. So if you see like a fox popping up in the air, run for cover. Let him be. Let him be. Let it be. Let it be. Foxes are like the commercial. Oh, interesting. The commercial features animal mothers and their young together with the song playing in the background. Have you seen that commercial before?
Let It Be? Like Let It Be's playing in the background?
No, I was singing Let It Be. This is the Pampers commercial. Forever Young. Oh, Forever Young. You know that song.
Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
Forever Young.
Yeah. So do you know, Blas, what a bunch of foxes is called?
A group of foxes, a bunch of foxes is called a foxeret.
There are 3 possible terms for a bunch of foxes. One is a skulk. The other is a leash of foxes. And the other one is an earth of foxes. I don't know who comes up with these. Who comes up with those?
I like leash. Leash like Leash.
Yes, yeah. Leash, a leash of
I
foxes.
like leash.
Oh, look at that one. Slow motion running.
Oh my God. He's like
That's cool, isn't it?
deer fox.
Feel free to breathe during this section of the show, because it's going to get pretty stressful soon. Because I'm going to bring up another topic that I think a lot of us are, have a hard time with. So enjoy these foxes. There are the female foxes are called vixens.
Oh my God.
And now listen to this. The males are called Todds. How about that, Todd Lee?
Oh my God, Todd.
Male foxes are called Todds. What language does fox mean? I don't know what that language was. I think it was probably German. Fox. I'm guessing.
Fox.
Zorro is Spanish for fox. All right, Ray Scanlon is here.
Zorro is Spanish for
Ray
fox.
Scanlon.
Oh, you know how foxes sometimes have like a raccoon, like it has their eyes are covered, like it looks like they have a mask on,
Yeah.
like a Zorro mask.
They got foxes like that?
Yeah, they have their colors are different, and it looks like they're wearing a mask.
There's a lot of different colored
and-
foxes, for sure.
And Todd, it makes sense. Todd Lee
Because he's so foxy.
and foxes, yeah. And then you know what? The relation is that Vivica Fox, the actress,
Yeah.
has a fox tattooed on her forearm.
You're kidding me. You're kidding.
And I think we should introduce Todd to Vivica Fox.
Oh, definitely. Make that
It's
happen.
gonna be part of his next chapter.
Ray Scallon says, what does the fox say? What does the fox say? It's interesting because foxes make a lot of different sounds. They bark like dogs, but they also make these high-pitched yips that they actually use during mating and when they're fighting one another. And they think that foxes communicate through these, like they have a language. They also make a sound that means like that their family is nearby. And they're very good parents, apparently.
Look at the fox, Joel. Look at it, right? You said it's in the canine family, right?
Yeah. This is the kissing part
Look
again.
at it though. That picture you just had up, the still of the face, looks
Yeah.
like a deer You know, it looks like
They're
an
beautiful,
antelope.
aren't they? Let's take a look
Looks
at
like
that.
yeah, it moves like a cat.
I love
You know,
that.
like a
Well, you
feline.
know, they are very feline in their movements. It's true.
Yeah, they've got so many attributes from so many different things. You know what I mean? Like it's a conglomerate of different breeds. So
They
like when you
also
brought up different
howl.
sounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see that. Oh man, this is. You know what this is?
What?
This is the hybrid of all
It's
the
a hybrid animal.
four-legged animal. You know the canine, feline, and the what's a deer and an antelope and a moose? What category is that? Is that
A
just
deer
a mammal?
and an antelope and a moose?
Yeah, well, aren't they related in some sort? They got horns,
course.
like bones grow out of their forehead, out of their heads,
It's true.
their skull, and then they graze together. They live together. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
those
Look it
things
up.
related?
Boney, can you look up that? I don't know what they are. They howl.
Yes.
The main character of the fox and the hound is named Todd with one D. And his love interest is named Vixie. Well, there you go. That makes sense, right? I like that. That's
Vivica
interesting.
Fox, Vixen.
Anyway, we got to move on from this because it's time for some Trash Panda Comedy Club.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Welcome, Joe Marshall.
Oh, look at that. We're seeing that again. That's cool. Remember that from earlier on in the show? That was cool.
Was that the
I wondered where that
pre-setup?
was. That was the one, you know, where we had all the lights and the cool things. That was
Yeah.
really awesome. Projection mapping, that's called. Just wanted to remind you of that. So here we are in the Trash Panda Comedy Club. And today I want to warn you, we're going to talk about something that could be triggering because, you know, over the years, many years that humans have been on the planet, there have been things that have come about that are maybe disruptive of our lives. Maybe they change our lives forever and we can't get our lives back the way they were. A good example, I guess, would be, you know, early on, man discovered fire and it just changed everything. And now we light things on fire. And, you know, I guess maybe they discovered the making of fire. And fire has, you know, it's deadly. It's deadly. And then guns, weapons. We kill each other with these things. So we have to be careful when things are invented. Technology is invented. And I think you know where I'm going here. There's also the nuclear bomb. When at the University of Washington, there is a sculpture that has a base that goes up to a pyramid. And then there's a very tiny space. And then the rest of it grows up out of that very precarious perch. And they're saying that's history, all of history. And then that place in the middle is where the nuclear bomb was invented, and everything kind of teeters on that. Well, the other thing that I want to talk about today is another technology that has perhaps ruined us. It could ruin us. And that is, of course, printers. Yeah, it's pretty scary stuff. Good. I mean, we all have these. We have an obligation to have printers. Some of us find it soothing. Maybe this is an ASMR of sorts. Blas, does this make you feel good when you see a printer printing?
It makes me feel good to see it printing because it's working.
It's working.
That
Exactly.
makes me feel
That's what
good.
I'm getting at here.
It's doing what it's supposed to do. Right?
That's what I'm getting at. These printers are the cause of so much frustration in the world. You know, I often help people with their computers. And one of the things is, I like the warm paper when you get it out. Let's look at the good things about it. Okay, so the warm paper, when it comes out, you can put it on your face.
It's got that fresh paper smell, the toner.
There's the wonderful sound of the paper coming out of the printer.
a completed project.
You know who likes this more than humans? Cats. Have you ever seen your cat just go over the printer and just start staring in there longingly, and then when the printer comes out, it's like their new best friend? This is some ASMR. I think that if we could put this on the web as ASMR, right?
Probably because the cat is staring at it, because it's always, when it's working, it's consistent.
Yeah.
It's looking at it like the thing is really, it's doing it. It's doing its job. It's like,
It's doing its thing.
look at it.
Right?
Everything's so organized.
The cat lays on the printer. Lays on the printer. Yeah.
After it's done printing.
After it's
for the
done
warmth.
printing. Well, sometimes, and then it'll start printing and it scares the crap out of them. Look at this one. This is an inkjet printer. I mean, it's kind of a miracle. No one knows how it works. I don't think anybody actually knows how it works. I think somebody invented it and they knew it was magic. It was like a magician or something. And then every printer that's after that, they just kind of tried to model whatever that first person did because no one has any idea how it works. And the other thing is, oftentimes it doesn't work. And that's when we run into some real trouble. For me,
That's kind of stressful.
For me, there are 3 kinds of terrible phone calls that I get when I'm doing computer support. One of them is when someone calls and says, I just have a quick question. It's never a quick question. It's always the most complicated question that you have ever heard in your life. And you have to spend the rest of your day trying to fix it. And you get yourself in trouble because you try and fix it and then you break it. And then it's never fixed. So as soon as somebody says that, run. Number 2 is when somebody calls and they're like, I was working on a document. It's a 150-page memoir, and I never saved. I've been working on it for 5 days, and then it froze. Can you help me find it? That is another one that that's the kind of thing you never want to hear. And the third thing you never want to hear is, can you help me with my printer? Yeah. You do not want to hear those words because who knows how the damn thing works? Nobody knows how the thing works. And then when it doesn't work, people are like, oh, they get so mad, like 0 to 60, just angry. And they're so frustrated. And they're like, why does this always happen at the worst possible time? And what is that worst possible time? Is that like when you're printing? Like, is that what it is? The worst possible time is when you're printing.
When the printer doesn't work.
It always stops working when I'm printing. And it's always something frustrating too, because it gets, the paper gets stuck and then you have to like open all the things and it actually talks to you. Like you wonder why it just doesn't fix it, but it talks to you and says, open the front door, open the side door, open the back door, open this and that. And there's all these, why there are so many doors on this thing? Because it's designed to not work. And then you have to yank the paper out and then you're not sure what you printed. And then you don't know, and you're trying to collate everything and it's just a complete mess. And the cat is still having a great time, but you're not. And then you run out of ink. That's the worst part. I like how Todd Lee says, printers are cheap, just buy a new one. First of all, Todd, I did buy a new one this weekend because mine finally jammed. They're cheap, but then what about the ink? The ink is like the most expensive substance on the planet.
$150.
It's like $150 just for like a little ink cartridge, like a thimble full of some colored ink that if you don't use the printer fast enough, it'll dry up. The only thing I can think of that's more expensive than that substance that comes in the inkjet printer is that stuff that you put on your cat or your dog to kill fleas. That comes in a tiny little, it's like Advantage. It comes in a tiny little vial that is smaller than a thimble, and it costs like $30, $40 each application. What about that, Todd? Are those cheap too? What about, let's see what Mike says. I just had to buy a new one. Went laser, because the ink is crazy expensive now. That's the other thing. Like, do you buy the laser one or do you buy the ink one? We bought a color laser printer. And you know what? We just have to give it away because the ink is like $300 to replace. And I just don't have $300 to spend on ink, right? Cheap is relative, says Jose. Oh, is that so, Jose? Relative to how much a printer costs? So yeah, they'll sell it to you cheap, Todd, because they're like selling ink. They're not selling printers, they're selling ink. And also...
Just like drugs. Just like drugs.
You know, they ask like computer guys to fix, just like drugs, right? It's like drugs. It's like
You gotta
drugs.
keep getting the ink. It's like drugs.
That's what I'm saying. It's like drugs. And then the other thing is, so they sell you this cheap ass printer. It breaks down, and then you got to get another one. And then what do you do with all that ink that you bought? Like you're like,
the machine that you had before.
This is the other thing. 4
cartridges of ink you can't use.
Yes, and why are there so many different types of printers? Why can't there just be? I understand the brands, different brands, and then maybe laser, and then maybe the inkjet, maybe those two. But why do they have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of models of these things? And each one of them takes a different toner. Each one of them takes a different ink. Each one of them makes you completely broke. At the end of the day, I finally am just like, why? So whenever somebody calls me and says they are having trouble with their printer, I tell them, don't print. Because who even needs to print anyway, right? Why do we need to print stuff on paper and kill trees? What is that for? Welcome to Boomer Corner Launch Therapy, where we complain about old school stuff that nobody uses anymore. Old school stuff, so people aren't using printers anymore? Thank God.
Yes, they are. They are.
You know what else irks me? Yeah, but I guess we're obsolete now, Blas. You know what else irks me about printers?
What else irks you, Joel?
I don't know. I forgot. No, this is it. This is what it is. People that want to print Excel spreadsheets.
Oh, good Lord.
Excel is a spreadsheet. It is made to spread out numbers so wide, much wider than your average piece of paper. It's not designed to be printed. No one ever thought of printing spreadsheets when they made them. They figure you keep it on your computer, you look at it, it's constantly malleable. But people call me and they ask me they say, I want to print out an Excel spreadsheet. Lalitha says, you are irked too much. Mike says, still chisel on stone, but don't get me started on the stone tablet prices now. They're so expensive. Don't get me started on tombstones.
Oh my God.
So I guess trying to print an Excel spreadsheet is like if somebody came up to me and said, I would like to have an elephant in the palm of my hand. Sure, we all would like that, but it doesn't fit. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't fit.
Doesn't work.
And I don't even want to get started on these.
Hey,
Todd Lee's
let me
son
ask you a
has
question.
one of these. What?
Joel Marshall.
Yeah.
What do I do with my dot matrix printer?
Oh my God. I think you got to donate it to a museum. You know, one time I was in. What about the paper that has the holes on the side? Remember that?
That's dot matrix. The dot matrix papers with the hole on the side. I have.
Verna says she was late because she wasn't notified. Oh my God! I gotta get my notification system going. Race says,
notify me.
Does blow his mind. Yeah. Okay. 3D printers. I don't. Wait. What? You agree with Todd on what? Let's see what Todd said. Do the breathing over again. Wrap a hot towel around your head. Have a bowl of soup and have an aspirin and take a nap. That's such a good idea. You guys are
wonderful.
I love that.
Is he a doctor?
Todd is. Todd is he's an unlicensed doctor.
Just like you.
Yeah.
Unlicensed therapist.
That's
I love it.
Todd the man or Todd the fox? What does the fox say? So these 3D printers, do you think they're going to get faster? This is one thing I wonder about because you know the printer, when you print to it and then all of a sudden you're like, first of all, oh my God, there's double-sided printing and all the printers now default to double-sided printing and they say it saves paper, but it doesn't save paper because nobody likes double-sided printing. So what you do is you accidentally start printing it and then you print out all the stuff you can't use because then you have to stop it and it's impossible to stop these printers and you have to go back and you have to change it to single-sided printing and now who's saved paper? Nobody's saved any paper. Is that going to happen with these 3D printers too? Like, oh, I didn't mean to print a frog. I meant to print a house.
And you can't stop it. You can't stop.
And what happens when the AIs start printing? That's going to be crazy. What if, Todd Lee says, my son is 3D printing for Meta. Top secret stuff. They have metal and glass 3D printers.
Shh.
Well, that doesn't sound very top secret there, Todd, because you just said it right there where everybody could see.
Killing me, Todd.
But do you think eventually they'll just print like... There'll just be like a house will come out of it all at once. And it'll just be dropping houses like turds all over the United States. Maybe that'll be good. I don't know.
Like dung.
Todd says, you know what I hate? Shoelaces. All right, I've gone on enough about these things.
Shoelaces? Todd. Velcro.
Todd says, when are we going to have shoes where the laces won't break at the wrong time? Exactly the wrong time, when I was tying my shoes. It's the worst.
Just like a printer.
I'm going to see what this Cluster fan says. Why not 3D print something like a die-cast replica of a car people had, but hasn't been made thus far, like a Chevy celebrity station wagon with wood panels? That is a good idea. Now we got some good ideas happening. A double-sided house. Double-sided house.
Shit, that sounds horrible.
That sounds cool. All right, I think we got to dance this thing out because obviously I got all angsty. This has been the Trash Panda Comedy Club, which is a place where you go to kind of work out things, see where there might be some funny things. I don't know. There are 3D printing houses in Africa. Look at that shoe.
Awesome!
That is awesome. All right, let's dance this thing out. I've got a great one for you today. There's a guy. This is kind of spooky, isn't it? 3D printing.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that. Why is the music so spooky? The 3D printers. Why? Are they printing something?
They're 3D printing houses in Africa. That's cool, right? I wonder how it's working though.
But if it's made of plastic 3D printing, isn't it gonna melt in the hot weather?
Well, I don't know. They can 3D print chocolate. They can 3D print metal. It is pretty ominous. All right, let's get into some good music. It's dance break time. You gonna dance with me? Todd,
I will. And let me ask you one last question about the 3D printer, okay?
Yeah.
One more question.
Yeah.
See how that kind of plastic material that these things are made out of?
Yeah.
Is it biodegradable, bro? Or is it gonna sit in a landfill somewhere? A gang of
Totally
Yoda, baby Yodas.
Of course it
3D Yoda
is. You think
babies.
that these people are doing anything to hurt our environment? Are you kidding me? They're printing out all kinds of...
They print things, and then 20 years later they go, "Ooh, this is a problem."
You know what, Blas? Like Ray says, we're biodegradable. So sit on that for a moment. Sit on that for a moment.
So true. Ray, you're a prophet.
All right, here it is. This is the song I've chosen today. It's Al Gal the Bard. Playing Iron Man by Black Sabbath. I'm going to dance in a second. Got to call up some Iron Man. Has he lost his mind? Or can he see? Is he blind? Can he walk at all? Or if he moves, will he fall? Yeah, it's got some lyrics there. That's pretty good. All right. So this guy does all kinds of interpretations of famous songs on a lute. I don't even know what all these instruments are. I think he has a hurdy-gurdy. Yeah.
All these instruments remind me of Robin Hood.
They do. Yes. I wish I knew the lyrics. I got them here. Nobody wants him. He just bit pitchy, dog. I'm trying to do the Ozzy. Thanks everybody for being here today. This has been Lunch Therapy. Hopefully you got therapized. I like your shirt. Nobody wants him. They just turn their heads. Nobody helps him. Now he has his revenge. There's a hurdy-gurdy right there. Great cover it is. It's good, isn't it?
I just remembered.
What?
I got a doctor appointment.
Wow. Listen to this music and remember your appointments. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you on Friday for more of Lunch Therapy. We've got Sam Wright coming on.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.